We've challenged 3 artists to build and paint a Warhammer miniature or diorama for me. We got double Slayer Sword winner and multiple Golden Demon hoarder Emil Hollis. And on the other side, we got the amateur painter and children's action comedy movies director Ted Shelson. To even the playing field, they've been given budgets based on their skill. So, one of the world's best painters, Emil Hollis, have been given a budget of $10 to buy everything he needs to complete an awesome paint job. Our talented local wonder child and best in show winner at our local painting competitions, Emil Hurtig, has been given a budget of $100 to make an as awesome diorama or miniature paint job as he possibly can do. And then we have the Swedish movie director and quite frankly amateur painter Ted. And today you have $1,000 to build the most epic diorama you could ever build.
In one day.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. And this is familiar ground.
Yeah.
Let's go to Fantasia and use this.
And to even out the playing fields just a tiny bit, our painters have been given the opportunity to select one miniature from our backlog to start their project. So the budgets can be spent on the tools they need to paint it. And to make things interesting, let's start with our noob, Ted.
I always wanted to do a Ninja Turtle Warhammer mashup. And I also love the old game Golden Axe, an arcade game from the 80s. A dwarf, a barbarian, and Amazon warrior. So right now it's between a Ninja Turtle Warhammer mashup or a tribute to the Golden Axe. But I think I picked this one. Looks like Shredder.
Yeah.
From Ninja Turtles. And I have the cash, so I think I can buy stuff for both projects.
And with that, Ted started shopping.
We have the rat.
We put the rat in there.
Here's the Blood Bowl team. I think
Are you doing skinks or?
No, I think I need the eggs. This is gonna be Raphael, Michelangelo, Leonardo, and Donatello. Here are the High Elf Ninjas, but it's kind of a big kit. I can buy the smaller one. There I have some ninja weapons. If I do the Turtle diorama, I need the pizza equivalent in a Mordheim. Here, I found the calzone. So if I'm gonna do the Turtle diorama, I have calzone
This
here.
is good budgeting. A whole kit for one calzone.
I think I can afford Bebop and Rocksteady.
I have a bit of a worry his budget is gonna crack. Because he's already bought for like $350. So let's see how it goes. Maybe he needs an airbrush, spray cans, paints. God knows. Are you gonna need any grass tufts or any basing materials?
Maybe the ooze, the warp stone in Mordheim, the ooze in Turtles. I need one of those. Here's the clipper, the sculpting tools for the green stuff. You don't have the turtle, right?
No.
You have to check the...
I checked every corner of the store. No turtles.
Let's go to Marketplace and see if we can find... There actually is a turtle here in Umeå. So I'm a bit lucky. It's around $50. So now I can do both Golden Axe and Turtle diorama.
I think we have a time optimist here.
No.
On our hand.
No. Here's what you need. And this is for Marketplace.
100% real money.
Oh yes.
Thank you.
What are we doing, Ted?
Going to buy myself a turtle. Used, but still a turtle. This buy me some time. Maybe I can start my second diorama. I can start painting. I don't even know if my competitors have started something yet. Let's check in on Emil.
And this is our middle painter, Emil.
Hey!
You ready to get shopping?
Yeah, I am. Let's do this.
Just like Ted, Emil got to choose a miniature and he picked the Adeptus Mechanicus model Sidonian Scatros before we went to the store.
Plinth?
Plinth? Yeah, I think it will elevate the model.
Quite literally.
Quite literally. I'm looking for the right size for this model, and I don't really know how big it is, but I think this will be fine because I think this is too small. So I think a square one can be fun as well.
Following Emil in the store was quite the opposite of Ted, taking his time, methodically thinking through every decision before making any purchase. Obviously the budget requires more afterthought, but spending this much time in the store might actually hinder Emil from finishing a piece.
Palette?
You can make a homemade palette.
I can make
anything you have at home you can use.
Okay,
so
good.
like a home knife or
yeah.
like a scissor, that's fine. If you need to cut off spruce with
Yeah.
a scissor. You've already spent about 40% now.
Yeah, I have.
And you still haven't bought anything to build the scene?
No,
What's your plan?
I don't know.
It's paint more important than the scene?
I need one paint more. So while I decide which paint I'm picking, so you can go and see what Ted is doing.
After massive purchases of a spearhead box for just one miniature, lots of single minis, 50 paints, basing bits and a massive amounts of other tools, Ted has landed on a total of $780 spent.
So here's the two diorama ideas. It's the turtles diorama and it's the golden axe diorama. In one segment of the video game they're riding a turtle, and here's the marketplace finding with it. So it's also pre-painted, so I can spare some time there. I think the golden axe diorama is going to be the one I will go for.
Okay, what in the world is Ted talking about? Well, you see, in the 80s there was a video game called Golden Axe. In that game you have a dwarf, a hot elf chick and a Schwarzenegger barbarian. During a part of this game they travel on top a massive turtle with a village on its back, and Ted, well, he wants to pay homage to this game by recreating it by putting these characters on top of a massive turtle.
While Ted is painting his golden axe diorama, let me talk about this week's sponsor. Milanote is a tool for organizing your creative project. It's like an online canvas designed to help you plan out, brainstorm, and collaborate on ideas. It's great for visual thinkers just like myself, because it actually allows you to plan out your projects in a way that makes sense to you. When you plan out your miniature projects, whether it's a single miniature or a big army project, Milanote can truly be such a massive help. And me myself, I am currently using Milanote to organize my big Nagash army project. You can see here that I've gathered a lot of inspirational stuff from similar projects and added them all in this epic mood board. Just look here, I can super easily add images, video, tasks, and more, all in just one place. If you find an awesome image on the internet, you can just drag and drop it super easily, just like this. And to just make everything even easier, Milanote has over 100 pre-made templates available for every type of project you want to make, whether you're a writer, interior designer, or filmmaker. And take it from me, these ones really work for miniature painters as well. And if you are working with a team, you can invite them to gather important feedback and collaborate them in real time whenever you're ready for it. Milanote is available for free without any time limit whatsoever. Sign up using the link in the video description and start your next creative project right away. And with that said, let's go find out more about our last contestant,
Neil! And he is our professional painters with 2 freaking Slayer swords, 14-something golden demons.
Something.
And he's gonna have $10 to make something epic.
This is gonna be tough.
Yeah. Are you ready?
No. Let's go.
Let's do this. But before we enter the store, let's see which miniature Neil selected.
My thought is paint something that I've painted a lot of times before. Maybe not the same model, but things I've painted now. I paint a lot of Space Marines. I paint a lot of Elder. So out of this lot, these two, out of these two, the winner. Gonna need at least 5 colours, maybe 6 colours to do a half decent job on it. That's gonna be difficult. I'm gonna have to see what I can get.
Do you have a plan?
The plan is to try and buy the best brush I can get some free paints, and I can build a wet palette, get the paints on the wet palette, and then bring them back here for painting.
So let's start with the wet palette and go to the store.
Right, gonna need a print. Gonna need a print to put the model on, otherwise it's gonna look awful. So, I need to find something. Get the model on that, get that spray black, job done. Next stop, hobby shop. $7.
But it's 69.
69. Is there any chance I could get some open paints and get some drops from your paints, get them on my palette. I just need to borrow a small amount of paint.
Neil's plan was quite simple. He asked the people in the store if they had any open paint pots where he could just grab a few drops of paint and add them to his palette. That way he wouldn't have to spend any money on buying paint pots. And thus keeping within the budget would be super simple. And with the paints in the palette, Neil was ready to go pay for his brush.
Got a free brush. I still have my $10.
You didn't even have to haggle, you just explained that you needed some free paints and she gave you the brush for free.
Gave me the brush for free. So now, still got $10.
Yeah.
Can try and get more paints. Maybe haggle to try and make sure I can get it undercoated. Oh, we are good. We are good.
We got this.
Got this. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
And Neil's luck was not about to change anytime soon. Out of experience, Neil knows that pretty much every hobby store has a corner ready for people to try painting for the first time.
Would you be able to help me get this undercoated and sprayed?
Yes, that should be no problem.
Amazing, amazing. And we still have $10. So let's see if we can get a couple of bits of paint, something like that. So yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, if we can get this built, get it sprayed,
yeah,
and then we can see how much money we got left to get some bits and bobs.
That's fine. I have a box with like stuff we use for the kids when they have to paint. So I can bring it to the box.
Yeah.
I mean, there's not much to choose from, but there's some tufts. It's free as long as you don't bring the whole shit with you.
Yes.
Because still need it for the kids.
Yeah. Amazing.
Paints. I mean, if you find a paint you would like to use, like 10 kronor a piece.
If he just wants a drop.
And that's fine. Yeah. Then you can take whatever you want there. But glue and primer, that's fine. I will fix it for you. So.
Lovely. Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
You just found a gold mine. You
we
just
have.
hacked the system.
We've literally got paints. We've got brushes.
We're gonna have to change the rules for the next video.
It's making it too easy.
But
get this built and undercoated within an hour. Let's say half hour, 45 minutes. Then I'm going to be on track. I can get it done.
Yeah. Let's do this.
Thank you so much.
Good luck.
Yes, thank you. Right, okay, I'm going to get going. I'm going to get started. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
And while Neil starts building, let's see what Ted is doing. Back in the studio, Ted was already getting close to done with his golden axe diorama. A lot of it thanks to the turtle being built and already base painted to a level where he could just make minor adjustments to finish it. Now he just needs to put in the final details on the dwarf and the barbarian, and he'd be ready with loads of time to spare.
So I've started with the characters, I primed them, and now the first layer on the barbarian. So hopefully it's going to be great.
And while Ted and Neil was already full on building their dioramas, Emil was still in the store picking up stuff.
Here's some cool foxes and stuff, and I do have some red colors.
I feel like Emil is almost a little bit too calm right now, because he only has one day to finish this build, and we've already gone through like 2 hours. So it's gonna be fascinating to see. He's a good painter though, so I think he's gonna manage something, but it's gonna be tight. Emil, are you finding any cheap knives? He did offer to give you one cheap.
He did offer, so I'm going to take him up on that offer to buy a used knife he had behind the counter.
Cut in boxes for weeks with it, so it should be really sharp.
Perfect for minis. Damon, how do you feel about your time right now?
Yeah, I think I need to get going. So
after a little bit over 2 hours in the store and spent about $90, Emil headed back to the office to start building on his diorama and paint up his amazing piece.
I realized I need some resources for my base, so I'm going to get some here outside because I'm on a budget. Let's do this.
Picking sand in the Swedish winter time, is it ideal?
No, but I think when we get to it, after some hard work, it will pay off. I'm starting to regret this now.
While Emil is digging for dirt, let's see how it goes for... Ted, why aren't you painting?
I don't know, I'm working.
But you need to be painting minis.
Yes, but I am in a good place. And just wait, I have actually done my turtles diorama too. Not painted it, but I've almost sculpted everything. So.
Not only has Ted started working on his golden axe diorama and painted on large parts of it, He has also built together his turtle minis and done a little bit of sculpting on them. But even with that, he put in another extra gear and started priming and sculpting a base for his turtle scene. I have no idea how he managed to get all of this done in one day.
Now for the finishing touch, I have the calzones.
Painting minis and building and sculpting, and you're done.
I almost managed to do both my my ideas.
Turtles happened in the Mordheim city.
Yep.
Then this is how it would happen.
Yeah.
But Ted, before we do the grand reveal,
Yes.
what miniature did you pick? It's still in the frickin' box. But Ted, I think it's finally time for a grand reveal!
The creative side is my strongest one, not the painting. Hopefully the model itself can inspire people to do your thing.
And if you want to see some of Ted's work, make sure to check out his Instagram page where he posts every time he has a new trailer for a movie released.
I lost a lot of time. Right now I'm feeling pretty good. Hopefully saved the time during the painting. I had some impulse buys like the animals and so on, but yeah, I think they'll give a good vibe to the idea I have in my head. I'm going to start with the base and sculpting some stones and stuff for the base because that has to dry. When I'm done with that, I'm going to start with building the miniature.
Once Emil finally got to building his scene, things started going quite a lot faster. With no further hold-ups, the rest of Emil's project was smooth, despite the budget and not having a lot of money for good brushes. With the little he had, he managed to paint up the miniature, spend time on the scene, and even paint some pretty animals. Lucas, what do you think about this plan?
I honestly don't know. He's like, oh, I'm gonna finish this painting. It's gonna be so nice. He thinks he's gonna win, but it's almost 1:30, which means he doesn't have that much time.
Emil, what do you have to say to your defense?
That Lucas doesn't know how to paint.
Blasphemy.
I'm rooting for you, Emil.
Emil, you've been at it all freaking day. I think you've done an amazing job. You managed to crank out this with just $100. So that means all of you guys watching, it's possible to do awesome stuff on a budget.
You should be able to do the same.
Yeah. But with that said, I think it's time for a grand reveal! Have any regrets with the overall piece?
Not really. I'm quite happy. I could have chosen a smaller brush. The tip gave away pretty quickly when I started painting. Overall, I'm quite happy actually. Tufts and milliput and everything, and also the plinth might give my miniature an edge over the others, and I'm both scared and excited to see what they will manage to cook up. Emil.Hurtig. Follow there and see some of my previous works. And maybe I'll post something in the future as well.
With Emil's piece, I think it's time to finally wrap up our Golden Demon and Slayer Sword winner Neil Hollis miniature.
Built, it's on its plinth, and get it sprayed. It's spray black.
Since the store had an awesome hobby corner where he could pick up even more paint drops, a couple of free grass tufts, Neil started to get ready to finally paint his miniature.
I guess you can go ask him.
How much for these?
I mean, they're usually 40 kroners new, so well,
$2.
$2.
Bargain.
I think we need to give the man some money for the spray,
paints,
for the
yeah.
paints,
Yeah.
because we've literally abused his good nature.
that's it.
Okay,
Let's go.
Take care now. Have a nice day.
We got this. Until disaster struck.
I might have lost his head. So I didn't know it was glued on, and apparently it flew off when we walked to the car. So
all this work for
I think we'll make an exception and give him a new head. I think we got one in the studio. So you're ready to go?
ready to go.
Put some paints on the Mini.
Neil completely broke this challenge. Because he managed to get pretty much everything for free, except for one already used paintbrush that he paid $2 for. He has a total of $8 left and has everything he needs to paint the miniature.
With the white scar in. Are you liking it?
I am not liking the white scar, no. I think I'd be better off painting with Tipex at the moment. It's horrible. Absolutely horrible.
I heard it's great. Pain and suffering, only 4 more hours.
Only 4 more hours of this torture, and then I'm done.
Yo no sé por qué mujer que me pasó me enamoré. Me vuelve loco cuando tú te alejas de mí.
He does have one massive downside, however. Because he doesn't have any paint pots, if there's any paint that dries out or runs out, he's in for a tough time.
Ahora está solita y yo ya no la quiero. Ella es calladita, vestida todo negro. Bailamos en la discoteca. Solo tú, solo tú.
So, base-wise, I've given the base a very rough paint. I think I'm going to get some dirt out of the plant pot and just sprinkle some of that on.
Okay, Neil, you are finally done.
Yes.
How does it feel?
Pleased to be finished. It was very, very hard.
Did you find any sort of big major fuck-ups in your planning, your structuring, your purchases?
The biggest fuck up all the way through was getting the wet palette and putting paints on it. I think was a great idea, but putting them on at the first stop we made was a mistake. They weren't the best paints, and then being on a very watery palette, and then with all the movement, it was just like the worst combination.
Yeah.
Because then with all the travelling, and then they all moved and smushed together for the last hour or two, the paints were just absolutely unusable. I got to a point where I could probably do more damage to the model trying to use the paint than just say, hey, it's done, just finish here.
Is there anything that you felt like, pat on the shoulder, I did this really good?
I think the white helmet with the blue armor really makes it, because when the helmet was off the model, the blue and the red, they all looked okay. Then putting the white helmet on the end, it made it look finished. It made it look come together. Obviously losing the head was another bit of a problem.
What do you mean losing the head?
I'm just saying.
Everything is said and done. How do you think your chances fare against the others?
50-50. I think I've done a good job. It's not nowhere near my best work, and I think with the right equipment, other people could do a good job, but is their skill level up to it? So I'd say it's in the balance. I don't know. It is 50-50 for me.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
It's now time for a grand
reveal!
I think it's finally time for a grand reveal!
Before we end the video, we need to figure out who has won this challenge. So we put the minis up on Instagram and let you guys vote on which one was your favorite. And the winner is...
It was a very tough competition. Neil, obviously being a 2-time Slayer Sword winner, didn't make it easy. And I mean, Ted had 10,000 Swedish crowns, which also didn't really make it easy for you. So how does it feel to know that you actually beat a 2-time Slayer Sword winner and someone with 10,000 Swedish crowns?
I can't believe it. I'm not. I think you're trying to prank me right now. Wow, I'm in shock. I don't know what to say. I was not expecting that when you called. I don't know how you came to that conclusion, but
People voted on Instagram and you had 53% of the votes, and Neil 35%, and Ted about 10%. So you fucking beat them out of the waters.
oh, that's amazing. Then I'm grateful for everyone that voted for me.
If you want to start painting miniatures, make sure to check out our paint set that we've released together with Vallejo, with all the paints you need to paint your first miniatures. Well, pretty much any miniature you ever want to paint. Massive thanks to this week's sponsor Emil and of course our amazing patrons. You guys are legends, especially the top ones. Peace out.